Hello. So this is actually going to be a bit of a different video. I've had several people ask about how I take screenshots and how to use Ansel, and I decided I could make a video telling you guys how to do that. So if you don't care about screenshotting, if you don't own a NVidia graphics card so that you can actually use Ansel, then you don't have to watch this video. Well, no one has to watch the video, but the video probably won't help you if you don't care about screenshotting or don't have Ansel. So with that out of the way, let me start by saying that one of the core things for an interesting screenshot is to have your dinosaur be doing something. So like, for example, for those of you that have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can use Alt F2, and that activates photo mode. You can see that NVIDIA icon right there. So like my dinosaur is doing absolutely nothing right now. And I mean, it can still make a good screenshot, like, especially if you get some of that sunshine that's behind it. I like to use field of view. I just think it helps I don't know, I feel like the picture looks better if you zoom in on it a little bit. But like, nice close-up of the head. Like, your dinosaur doesn't have to be doing anything to make an interesting picture, but it helps. Like, let's zoom back out again. But like, yeah, I mean, that's not a bad picture if you have it zoomed out. It's not bad. It really isn't. But let's say we were walking and then activate Ansel and then see how that looks. And notice I looked to the side. I looked slightly to my left, except I don't like that tree branch in the way. So hold on, we're going to try that again. All right, so instead of just standing there, let's try walking, look left, and that gives us a little bit more of a action picture. So he's not walking as much as I would have liked, but his feet are no longer directly together. He now has them spread out as he's walking, or she, I guess I'm using a female for this. And then of course you can adjust your field of view a little bit more, but having your dinosaur do something really helps make a more interesting screenshot than if it's just standing there. I'm not saying you can't have one of it just standing there, but having it do something does make it more visually interesting. You can also turn and get it from this side, from the sunlight, and then you have some of the background as well. Alright, so, you know, walking, looking to the side when you walk, and then activating Ansel can do something. You could do running. Even granted it's dark, but because the sun is still rising. But so running is similar to walking, and not, you know, but you can occasionally get a different kind of pose. Like that one's pretty interesting. But yeah, so having your dinosaur do something, be moving, be doing an activity, that is going to make your screenshot a little bit more visually interesting. I wish the sun would rise faster, but it also gives us some nice sunlight. That was a weird noise. What was that? Anyways, so another thing you could do is take a picture during a emote. So like the look around emote. Let's have it look the other way and then screenshot. Or activate Ansel. So now your dinosaur's doing something while standing there, granted, but it's still, the emote lets it, you know, look a little different than just standing there. Like this one's now looking to the side with the tail curved out. And I hope this is making sense. I'm trying. I don't write scripts. Maybe I should have written a script for this one. So like that actually doesn't look bad at all. Take a screenshot there. Like this would make a good thumbnail with a logo up in the upper right corner. And I lost my screenshot. There it is. So up in this upper right corner, that'd be a nice place for a screenshot. Anyways, I don't know why. Let's see, I'm going to experiment. No, I don't know why the recording is not capturing the Ansel bar that appears in the corner. I really don't. That's weird. But anyways, so you can use, so to cover what I've said so far, you could try walking, you could try running, make your dinosaur look to the left or the right. You can try using emotes and shaking your head or something. You could also do calls, like you could do walk, walk, roar, and pause it in the middle of the wall. So he's getting ready to roar, so he's kind of arched his back a little bit, but still, ooh, went into the ground a little bit. But it still makes a different pose than you would otherwise get. Let's see if we can't zoom around. Yeah, I have no idea why it's not showing the Ansel in the corner. That is so weird. Anyways, but yeah, so now has an interesting arch to he's rearing his head back, which is kind of an interesting pose. And it's not something you're going to normally see, so that's one reason why I like to use. So let's pause it while he's roaring now. I keep saying he when it's a she, but who cares? So like, you can get some very interesting poses, like, oh wait, he's going to eat the sun, arf, yum yum. So, field of view again. Oh, that's bright. But like, I hope this is making sense. I don't even know partially what I'm talking about. I'm just babbling as I do this. But yeah, walking, running, taking a picture during an emote, using roars to your advantage. Taking pictures during all of those is going to make your picture a little more interesting. Like here's another one where it's kind of on the cliff. And that's another thing. You can use your environment to make a more interesting picture. So like the cliff here with the sunrise in the background is weird little dandelion as well. Let's get that dandelion out of there. Okay. But okay, let's see. Good enough. But yeah, so definitely feel free to use the environment to also give you an interesting picture, because it will. Using the sun, using cliffs, posing it so that there's something interesting in the background, it's all going to help make your screenshot look a little more interesting than it otherwise would. Like this isn't going to be a good picture right here. You're too far away. It's, this is okay, but I also don't feel like it's that interesting just looking at it right here. But then you could also try and get interesting angles, and that will also give you a more unique picture. Like you could kind of duck down a little, see it from below, just explore different angles. You can try really zoomed in shots to get an interesting picture of the head. Feel free to experiment. A lot of my screenshots are me taking several pictures of the same thing from different angles, and then just seeing which one I like the best. Like I kind of like this picture here, but I want to zoom it out a little bit. But now I don't like it as much, so maybe not. But yeah, so roars, walking, running, using an emote, those are all useful ways. And you could also try and get it come on sun, would you rise up faster? Alright, so you could also try and use in the middle of an animation, like when you sit. Let's say you want to try, okay, we're going to look this direction though. Now let's say we're going to stand up, but as we're standing up, we're going to take a picture in the middle of the action, because that will also give us something a little bit different. Not necessarily, I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's going to be different. I don't think I actually like that, but that could partially be because of the slope. But you see what I mean, at least. One of my favorite things to do, which you've probably seen me do in other videos, is I like to turn in a circle and then take a... Oh, come on. That was too delayed. No. Turn in a circle, because that gets the tail doing something interesting. So if you turn in a circle, got to get on more level ground. Turn, and then take a picture. Now you have the tail curving around and doing... It's a more interesting look. Like you could have it... arcing above the screen a little bit. You can, just experiment with different angles, but now the tail is doing an interesting pose. You can zoom in a little here, which I actually kind of like that, so I'm gonna zoom out a little. I don't like those twigs though. Stupid twigs. This would have been a good picture, but those twigs are in the way. I'm gonna take one from this angle though. Yeah, a lot of taking pictures is just experimenting with moving, using animations, using emotes, trying different lighting, wait for sunrise, wait for sunset, that kind of thing. I like this skin too. This is one of the other subspecies as well, with the different tail fluke and a different fin style, or a different sail style. So now you could also walk, turn, bite. Oop, I didn't get my Ansel off in time. Don't fall off the cliff. Walk, turn, bite. And that could give you something interesting. Like, he kind of looks like he's sniffing the ground here. That'd actually be better in water. Maybe we should try that one in water. Then he'd look like he's fishing. Except my lake is not quite lit up yet. You know what? Hold on. Boop. Okay, now I got my cursor back. Log out. Let's try this one. I have another guy with a different skin. We'll see. Oh, his lake is a little better. And yes, you could also... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sit back down. That's what I meant to do, was turn off the HUD. So you could also use sitting as for a picture. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I can zoom in on him here. Sitting on the bank. I don't like the mushrooms there, though. So let's get those out of the way. Let's get these mushrooms out of the way. I don't want them in the picture. Eat the mushrooms. Get them out of the picture. I don't want them there. Alright, now let's have them sit a little bit more in the water. More on the bank. Alright. Boop. Okay, so we'll... I want them facing the other direction. And this is also part of screenshotting. It's just adjusting your position until you get something you like. Not everything's going to immediately be how you want it, but it's like, I like that better. I like that better. So we're going to turn to the left, lift our head slightly, activate Ansel. And now we have a nice little sitting at the riverside pose. And you can, of course, zoom around. Like, he looks very happy where he's at. Take a picture. I wish it would show my Ansel screen, because I didn't realize it wasn't showing that, and that would make things easier. But if you have Ansel, you know what I'm talking about. You know what it is. You know what it's showing. Actually, hold on. I'm going to adjust something. Let's see. Let's see if this makes a difference. Did that make a difference? Oh no, my video's all black now. Oh no, did I ruin my video? Oh wait, okay. So, let's see, Ansel. Okay, no, that did not make a difference. Oh well. You guys will just have to, if you have Ansel, you will know what I'm messing with. Alright, let's see if we can. So now, like, that's him mid getting up. It's kind of weird, but it shows a little bit of what I mean by how it can give you a little bit more of an interesting, different pose. And then if you go, you can just, you know, take it during all the different animations and find something that might be interesting. All right, but now let's try the walk, walk, and bite. So you walk, turn, bite. Ah, it's so delayed sometimes. Okay. We're going to try this again. Walk, turn, bite. All right, so we walked, we turned, and then we bit, and now we have a picture that looks like he's fishing, you see? He's got his nose in the water. We've got some interesting lighting going on. The tail isn't curved as much as I would like it to be. But yeah, so now you have a little bit more. We have to zoom out a bit because he's so long. But so now you have a fishing picture. But let's see if we can't get the tail to curve. Walk, turn, bite. All right. Same process, only this time I made sure to turn more. His head's a little more curved than I like. And like I said, this is a lot of how I screenshot, is just making small adjustments, trying again. Making small adjustments, trying again. All right, so let's see. My head's gonna be curved because, oh, that's an interesting one. So like, you know, you can see how doing different things before you take the picture is going to change your posing. Like, this is actually a very nice pose. I like this. It's not exactly what I was after because I was going for the nose in the water, but this still works as an interesting picture. And actually, I don't like that tail being off the frame. There, I like that much better. Maybe I'll even make that the thumbnail and put it up in the corner. But yeah, so walking, turning, and biting at the same time gets you an interesting pose like this one. And of course, you can try different angles of the same one. Granted, this rock is in the way. But you can get different poses, using the same pose, you can get different angles, and it can change, how, let me back out a little bit. And it can change a little bit how the picture looks. Like, then you can change here and have the tail curving, kind of framing the edge of the picture a little bit. You snap a picture there. Or you could have him silhouetted against the light. Granted, he's not turned the right way for that. But yeah, so I mean, there's so many different things you can do, and you could even try an upwards angle, You don't even have to be on level with the dinosaur. You could try something from above like this. Zoom in on him. Get an interesting aerial shot a little bit. Zoom out a little bit. Let's maybe try from this angle over here. But I mean, you see what I mean. You could just, experiment with different things. Try from above, try from below, try from behind or slightly below. You can get something very interesting if you experiment a little bit. So, let's see, what else? Now, granted, since my Ansel bar is not showing up, it's going to make it a little more difficult, but when you activate Ansel, you have filters, and if you have Ansel, you know about filters. So I actually have filters on. I'm going to delete them, and I'll tell you the common ones I use. This would be easier, like I said, if you could see Ansel, but you can't. I could have sworn you could, but alright. So one of my favorites to use is depth of field, which, as you can tell, just made the background blurry. And you can actually adjust how far away the blur is. So like that's, max focus depth. You can bump it a little bit and you can see how it gets gradually more and more blurry. And I like to use that because it brings focus to the dinosaur in the middle. Oh, it doesn't show that either? Oh my god, this is such a terrible how-to screenshot video. Okay, you guys will have to experiment with filters on your own, because apparently it's not going to show my filters in the recording either, and I really thought it would. I could have sworn one of my videos had Ansel show up as while I was doing a screenshot, but like I said, if you have Ansel, you know what I'm going to be talking about. But alright, so my favorite filters is depth of field and a teeny bit of brightness contrast. Not a lot, just a little bit. Alright, so I've also had people asking, how do I do my above and below water screenshots? And I'm going to show you how to do that too. So you get an interesting pose. Well, swimming is the same as walking. You can lift your head. Oh wait, there's something here. Oh, there is something here. Hello. I'm not bothering with you. He's drowning. So you can look up and take a picture. Okay, so now we have our Spinosaurus with his head sticking out of the water. His head sticking quite a bit out of the water, actually. Okay, so I'm going to add my brightness contrast, even though it's not going to show up in the video because Ansel's sometimes irritating. But I'll show you you can see the result. I have it in my art program as well, and I'll show you the results there. So the goal is to get near the water line, just like this, and you snap a picture, okay? And then you slowly bump yourself up until you're in daylight, and then you snap a picture, all right? We're gonna roar at this guy. Oh, he just died. The poor guy just died. Okay, so now we are going to actually, where is it? There it is. Go to my art program. And I'm gonna hopefully get my stinking, Alright, you guys just have to watch my Spino swim for a moment while I get this set up. I know, it's irritating, but I don't normally do stuff like this. Okay, I actually think I need to do... Okay, now you should be able to see my art program. Yay! So these are the pictures we just took, alright? So when I do this, I go to the underwater one, and you can see I magic wand it, and you cut it right at the water, or you copy it right at the water line. Then you go back to this one, the above water, and you paste it. So now You just have to line them up. So what I do is I normally adjust the opacity a little bit so I can zoom in, and then you just adjust it a little, line it up, and change the opacity back. We can adjust like brightness contrast to make the water, show up a little better. Like that. All right, and then you can also magic wand it, copy merged, paste in place, transform scale, just because you have this area over here that's not matched up, and then just stretch it up a bit, and there you have a above and below water picture. So you can, you know, make different adjustments to it or whatever, but that's how I get my above air and below water combo picture, is by combining things like that. And then of course you don't need this one anymore. Now of course this is only going to work for an art program that uses different layers like these over here. And there are free art programs that let you do that. I think GIMP, G-I-M-P, is one of those. But yeah, so that's how I do these combo pictures. And then we just, you know, save it. But yeah, that's about it. This guy's just sitting here watching me swim. Hold on. Ugh. No, stop. I didn't say to do that. Go away. Anyways, so that's basics for me. A lot of taking a good screenshot is... Hold on, I want my mouse cursor back. Okay. Oh, now it shows it? Now it shows it? Ugh. Alright, so hold on. Is it going to show it? Here, I want to see. Hello. I'm just going to say hello to these people. Hello. Anyways, so now that I have my filters showing, okay, so I guess it can't be game capture. It has to be display capture, because I did display capture to bring up my art program, and now Ansel is showing. So since now Ansel is showing, I'll show you how to use the filters. All right, so you rotate around, take a picture. Okay, that didn't work out at all. All right, we're gonna try this again. Walk, 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 pause. If he starts biting me, I'm gonna be angry. Okay, so we're gonna delete and delete. We're gonna have depth of field, and we have a little raptor buddy in the picture now, apparently. Hope he doesn't start biting my poor Suko, or Spino. Alright, so depth of field, as I was showing you before, but it wasn't working. You can see how it's getting gradually blurrier, blurrier. So I like depth of field because it, you know, blurring out the details of the background lets you see more of your dinosaur. And of course I like field, I like to zoom in with field of view. I like close-up pictures. You know, we get a picture of our little raptor buddy here. I also like to do just a little bit of brightness contrast. And this is actually too much brightness contrast, because I use brightness contrast to brighten up the water when I'm underwater because it's so dark. So, you know, you can adjust colors there. You can... Sometimes I will use color, and I don't like tint. I don't use tint, but I'll use temperature to like adjust the brown. Vibrancy, of course, lets you adjust that. So I don't normally use color though. Usually I just use depth of field and brightness contrast. So yeah, and also look how tiny he is. Hello, little tiny guy. Aren't you so small? So we're gonna, but yeah, that's the basics. Interesting pictures are moving your dinosaur around, having an action pose. I like zooming in to get, zooming in seems to capture detail, or seems to, like I think this looks better than like this, you know what I mean? I like, maybe that's too much zoomed. Also getting, oh no, he's gone! My friendo, I was gonna take our picture. It's okay, I'll freeze frame that area of the video and just take a picture that way. But yeah, so to cover what I've said before, I'm going to stand up because I'm going to go through the basics one more time, just run it down. All right, so moving gives you a more interesting action pose. No, you're so delayed. Moving gives you an interesting action pose. Trying to screenshot during roars gives you action poses. Trying to bite fighting, sitting, standing, swimming, using emotes. Those all will give you interesting action poses, like, you know. And then of course there's different angles that you can try. You could try above, you could try from behind, from below, using the environment like cliffs or the sunlight. You know, there's all so much stuff you can do. And I just experiment. I just take a bunch of pictures over and over until I get something I like. And you all can do it too, as long as you have NVidia Ansel and a NVIDIA graphic card, you can do this as well. But I mean, that's not saying you can't take pictures in-game yourself. Like, even if I don't have Ansel, I still can take a picture like right there and print screen it, paste it somewhere. You know, it still would work. It's just easier with Ansel. Look at the little raptors running all around. But anyways, so I'm gonna let that conclude my screenshot video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was useful. If nothing else, you got to watch a Spino swim around. I had 2 different skins this time, and I used one of the subspecies I don't normally use. But yeah, a lot of fun. I love taking screenshots, and people have been asking, so I figured why not. I haven't seen any fish. Like, during all of this, I've not seen any fish. That's weird. Where are all my fish? But anyways, so that's screenshots. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. I will see you guys the next time I make a video.